What's up everybody, welcome to yet another video. Now I am so excited for this video. We are going to review the horror movie Dolly as released in 2026 and I'm so excited for this. Let's just dive into it. Do not forget to subscribe and yeah. So this poster is for this movie and it is this character Dolly right here reaching out to a baby in a crib. Supposedly it's the audience, us, and yeah, it says mommy knows best. Now this film is all over the place, I have to admit that before I begin anything. And yeah, in the intro for this movie we get this quote or a poem, I guess. In the woods a mother cried and wished for a love long denied. She soon appeared, a child of grace, till evil struck with his dark embrace. The girl now hides behind a mask to raise her own long at last. So yeah, supposedly, so this movie was, I don't know, like created with from this company, Witchcraft Motion Picture Company. Now I know these trademarks or whatnot are supposedly you are supposed to make something that's a bit catchy, I guess, and somehow relevant, and something that doesn't throw the audience off. Now naming your company Witchcraft Motion Picture, that's a whole other thing. It's like naming a YouTube channel something very scandalous, I guess. But I don't know. I think Witchcraft Motion Picture Company is a whole other thing. Now I don't want to delve so much into that. So in this movie we get this intro scene where it's Dolly entering a room. Now I don't know why she's like crooked feet or whatever, but yeah, that's a whole characterization we have for Dolly, and it makes her a bit goofy, I have to admit, because it doesn't make her much more scarier, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know what do you guys think. Let me know in the comments. So we also get this scene after she enters the room. So it's within this room there's like a body, a decomposing body, a dead body, and it's all these flies in there, and I mean, it smells so disgusting, I cannot even begin to imagine. So yeah, so she's in this particular room and she's like cuddling this body. I don't know if it's like treating it like a baby or whatever. And yeah, so this movie has all these different chapters. We have chapter 1 up to 6, and it's divided into these specific chapters where each chapter has its own story, and I guess that's how the writers decided to divide the movie. But I don't specifically know what they were going for, because I don't know, like if we didn't have these quote unquote chapters, I don't think it would have made much of a difference, to be honest. But anyway, so we are introduced to our main characters, the players in this filthy game, and we have Chase, Macy, and I think it's pronounced Evie. So Evie is this guy's daughter, and Chase and Macy are in a relationship. So Chase is planning on proposing to Macy after supposedly being like a long time girlfriend or whatnot. So Evie is she's like a stepdaughter to Macy, and in this particular scene we have Macy speaking to a friend on the phone. So Macy says, I saw a ring in his bag, referring to Chase's bag, and I never wanted to be a mother, after the friend suggests that she will have to take care of Evie. Now it's a whole other thing, to be honest, and basically referencing the theme of this movie. It's like a mother-daughter relationship, which we'll later on explore as these characters encounter Dolly, this particular character who has all these motherly instincts all over the place. It's crazy. So Macy says, "I'm just afraid I might end up being dash dash dash." The friend replies, "You're nothing like her. You're not a monster." So I don't know what they were referring to. Perhaps it's Macy's past. Perhaps it's like she had like a dark past, maybe of abuse or whatnot from maybe her mom. So that's why it's kind of a negative thing, becoming a mom, and she doesn't have such a dream. Perhaps it's like a turn off for her because of past events that she went through. Or perhaps what I got from this scene is like she was referring to the previous person who Chase was involved with, like Eva's mom or whatnot. I don't know, but it's either of the two. It's either they're referring to Macy's mom or it's Eva's mom. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So these particular characters, Chase and Macy, go on a hike, and it's on that specific hike where Chase plans to propose to Macy. And yeah, they go through all the woods and whatnot, and they find these weird looking dolls pinned to trees. It's a massive number of dolls, and I wouldn't say it's a creepy thing. It's very much weird, I would say, but would it creep me out? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't go to the extent of touching the freaking dolls and interacting with them as Macy does. She is very much reckless, as a character. And yeah, I don't know why she does what she does, but yeah, it's a whole other thing. So they reach to this beautiful view over here. It's like a, I don't know, like a, what do you call this, like a cliff or whatnot. And when they reach here, it's when Chase goes to his bag and is almost about to take the ring out of the bag and begin the proposal. But for whatever reason, we get an update of Dolly. So Dolly is in the forest, and she takes the body from the room, as we saw in the intro, and she's going to bury it. Now, for whatever reason, she snaps a finger out of the body. It's a crazy scene, and yeah, so the body, like bleeds after the finger gets snapped. So I don't know forensics or whatnot. I'm not Dexter Morgan or whatnot, but I think that's a fresh body because, like, decomposing bodies after a long time, I don't think they'll be bleeding or whatnot because the blood, like, what do you call it, like like solidifies or whatnot. I don't know the scientific term. English is not my second language, excuse me, you guys. So yeah, she goes to this place where she dug a hole and arranged all these dolls. I don't know how many dolls, but it's a massive number of dolls. She is a collector, definitely obsessive number of dolls. So she goes to bury the body, but after placing the body in the hole, she's kind of doing a whole ritual, I guess, because she turns on this box. I guess it's a musical box, and surprise, surprise, our beloved couples hear the creepy ass music playing from this specific place. I don't know why they want to investigate, but yeah. So Chase puts on his FBI badge and whatnot, Mr. Investigate, Mr. Scooby-Doo Gang, Mr. Freddy, and he goes on a wild goose chase into the woods looking for the source of the creepy-ass music. Now, it's a dumb decision. These characters make pretty much crazy and dumb decision overall. Yeah, it's very much unnerving and very much crazy. So they go to search for the source of the creepy ass music. It's a whole other thing. So Chase, while he is in the woods investigating, he ends up seeing this doll, and I'll say it's a cute looking doll, to be honest. I kind of like it. But yeah, it's a cute doll, I must say. It looks nice. It's not much creepier, I wouldn't say, but it's a cute doll. So Chase ends up encountering our villain in this movie, and it's Dolly. So it's this scene. You shouldn't have touched her. Oh my god, now you have triggered the serial killer. It's crazy. So she ends up picking up the guy by his freaking throat, basically strangling him, and for whatever reason just lets him go. But surprise, surprise, we get to know that the weapon of choice is a shovel for Dolly. Now it's this scene where she places the shovel right to the guy's knee. Now what does he do? Nothing. This scene is crazy. Let's watch. Can you believe it's so funny? It's just there like looking. And then Dolly stomps on the shovel, so like breaking his knee or whatever. So like this scene was so funny to me, like the first watch. And yeah, surprise, surprise, after breaking out his knee and effing it up, Dolly places the shovel right into the dude's mouth. And can you guess what she does? She plies his jaw off. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy scene. It's a crazy scene. Oh my god. So anyway, after Macy sees that her boyfriend is not coming back, she also goes into the woods for a search for whatever reason. Now she goes back into the creepy ass forest with the dolls hanging all over the place, and she finds the source of the music, the creepy ass music, this music box. Now surprise, surprise, she ends up seeing the grave that Dolly prepared for the burial of that body. And yeah, after stumbling a bit, she ends up meeting with Dolly. It's a crazy scene. But yeah, she sees, her boyfriend with the jaw hanging out of place. And yuck. And this is a terrible ending for this poor guy. But yeah, she kind of runs a bit, but it's a whole other thing because she runs and runs and runs back to the place that they were from, the place where they left their bags. And for whatever reason, she's running, and then she ends up there, and for whatever reason, she decides to stop there and search in the bags for a weapon, I guess. And she's like, oh my god, she takes this tiny ass knife. I guess it's like a pocket knife. And she sees a ring and she's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he really was going to propose. Like, woman, you are in danger. What doesn't register in your tiniest brain? So anyway, she stabs Dolly with that tiny ass knife. And yeah, I don't know if Dolly's diabetic or whatnot, but she doesn't feel much, I think. But yeah, she leaves the knife in and whatnot, but knocks Macy out and carries her to the lair. And it's this I'll say it's like a beautiful house. I wouldn't say it's creepy. Well, it's creepy for the story, I guess, because it's in the middle of nowhere supposedly. And yeah, so Macy is in captivity. Dun dun dun. So yeah, in captivity, Macy wakes up in this crib. It's rocking back and forth and whatnot. It's for a baby. So after Macy comes to and wakes up, she is like, she hears this voice speaking to her from a man in the next room. And the man says, you aren't getting out of that room unless she lets you out. She'll hear you. She hears everything. It's a game. You're gonna have to play along. Be her new doll. Now, I don't know what this guy was referring to, because she hears everything. You're not going out. You're not getting out of the room unless she lets you out. It's a crazy suggestion and like a statement to make, because as we know so far Dolly is a basic human, but these descriptions are kind of overhyping her and her abilities and whatnot. So Macy asks, what is the thing? I don't know what they're referring to, but that that's a human. It's a serial killer basically. Like, what's not registering in your tiny ass brain? Do you think it's like a monster or something? I don't know. It's crazy. So while in this room, Dolly decides to make an entrance and I guess introduce herself to Macy. So it's this scene right here. I guess he's kind of like playing with her. I don't know, maybe playing with the baby or whatnot, because Dolly looks at her like it's a doll, I guess. So it's like a baby. It's a crazy thing. But yeah, when Dolly shows herself to Macy, Macy ends up peeing herself. Now I don't know if I guess it's like a creepy face and whatnot, but would you pee yourself after seeing this particular face? I don't know. So Macy pees herself and Dolly's like, oh my god, I have to change your diapers again. So Macy gets a diaper change and Dolly lays her on this table. I think it's like in a kitchen and whatnot. And while there, Macy's like looking around and all the windows are like bolted, I guess, and shut, so you can't escape from the kitchen windows. And she gets a diaper change, and after some time, Dolly places this what's this called, like a pacifier, like a baby's pacifier, into her mouth. Now Macy's like, no, 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 but you were specifically told to play along, play the game if you want to survive. These characters are not following the rules and they're just pissing me off. Like, Macy was asking, what do I have to do, what do I have to do, asking the strange man in the next room. And after the man tells him, play along, now she's like laying there denying everything that poor Dolly is doing for her. So inconsiderate. Anyway, so we get this revelation that Chase is still alive. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, while still in captivity, Dolly takes Macy out of the table after changing her diaper, I guess, and puts her in this high chair, I guess, because it's feeding time, I guess. So Dolly cleans Macy a bit and puts this plaster on where she got hurt. And yeah, so in this scene, it's where Dolly realizes that she has that knife still stuck into her side. This knife after Macy stabs her. Now it's a crazy, I don't know why, it's just weird. She bumps her side and then she remembers that, oh, there's a knife there. So after removing it, she kind of like, she's bleeding everywhere, and I don't know if this part is where she like passes out, but yeah, it's the pose she makes that after she passes out. She's like sitting there, I don't know, like hibernating or something. So yeah, Macy tries to escape and Dolly catches up to her, and after catching her, after Macy fails to escape, she takes her back to the table and spanks her. Can you even imagine? It's crazy. It's like this freaking villain is treating you, this serial killer is treating you like a little child. It's crazy. I'll go very much mad. I'll be so pissed. So Dolly is freaking out, like, why did you make me do this? Why did you make me do this? I like you. Why did you make me do this? Why are you so stubborn? Anyway, guys, so it's later on, it's feeding time, and Dolly is about to feed Macy this prison food, this mushy ass food, for whatever reason. Now, I wouldn't eat that freaking food anyway. But let me know in the comments if you would eat that food, to be honest, because I'm not touching that food. So she spits it out, and Dolly gets a bottle of milk and tries to feed her using that. Now Macy still denies it, but I don't know if it's like voluntarily or it's if the milk is like spoiled and disgusting. I think that's it. Well, oh my god, I forgot to blur the freaking nipple. Sorry you guys, sorry YouTube. But yeah, so Dolly whips out her nipple and she is about to breastfeed, directly breastfeed Macy. And yeah, it's a crazy scene, but this scene had me cackling. I was laughing hysterically because after Dolly puts her boob close to Macy's mouth, she begins suckling, like a baby, but she starts biting on her nipple and tears the tit off. It's crazy. I was laughing so hard at this scene. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I don't know what's implied in this scene. So can Dolly lactate? Because like only women who have given birth or whatnot can lactate. So can Dolly lactate? So perhaps did she like have a baby? Maybe it kind of died. That's what sent her off the edge, and become all unhinged and whatnot. I don't know what's implied over here. But yeah, we don't have like an assurance that she can produce milk. Perhaps she thinks that she can, but she cannot. I don't know. But anyway, it's after biting her teeth off, she runs and Dolly chases after her. Dolly is crazy and you don't want to eat, you freaking baby, and Dolly is going crazy. So it's later on Macy attacks Dolly with this, I don't know, it's like a knife or a scissor or not, or a sharp weapon, and she goes back to the strange voice in the wall, and the voice says the key is in the basement. Now why didn't you tell me this the first time we spoke? It's crazy. I would have been so pissed at him, like, why didn't you tell me so much sooner? Now Macy goes into the basement and it has all these candles and dolls and whatnot. It's like a ritual, it's like a shrine over there. And surprise surprise, we have this doll which has a head on it, mounted on it. So this head is from that body that Dolly was burying at the beginning of the movie. Now I don't know why she took the head and did all this, but this doll has a key necklace around its neck. So Macy takes that key, but Dolly comes about and attacks her and basically takes her into this whole other room. Now Macy begins to finally play the game, specifically being smart with Dolly. She knows if she kind of acts like a baby, maybe Dolly will be a bit kinder to her, and that's exactly what she does. It's this scene right here. She's like crying and crawls to Dolly slowly. Now Dolly takes her into her arms and begins rocking her back and forth, like calming a baby. It's kind of nice, I guess. Yeah, so after it's like the next day after they sleep in this rocking chair. It's very much peaceful. But yeah, Macy takes the key from Dolly and she unlocks the door where the man in the next room is trapped in. And this man is freaking crazy, you guys. I don't know what's implied. It's like, is he the father to Dolly? Oh, is he like a sibling? I think he's like a father to her, I think. Oh, he's like perhaps like a captive, I don't know. But the feeling I got from this particular guy is like he is Dolly's father. Now I don't know how old Dolly is, but yeah, I think this guy is the father. Now the man is unhinged also, I'll say. So he takes Macy captive. Like so much, and he's so ungrateful, so ungrateful. This woman saved you. Oh my god. But anyway, he takes Macy captive and he's like taunting Dolly, and he says she's had me like this for months, ever since her mom got sick. I taught her well. Come here right now and lift the door bar. I'm gonna do her like I do you. I done you. I don't know what this means. I'm gonna do her like I done you. She's had me like this for months, ever since her mom died. So he's not the brother. I don't think it's either like a brother nor a father. I think it's like a random stranger for whatever reason who encountered Dolly and has been trapped in this place. I don't know. I think that's my final theory. So anyway, the man and Dolly and Macy get into this big fight. But the whole thing is, this man is telling Dolly to come lift the door bar. Like, is this door bar that much heavy? I don't know. But yeah, it's a whole other thing. So Dolly unlocks the door, but Macy stabs the man because this man was willing to take Macy with him for whatever reason, perhaps to abuse her or whatnot. And it's later on that Dolly punches through the man's chest. Can you even imagine how strong is Dolly? She punches through this man's chest. It's this still over here where she's looking through the chest. Now this part, I was like, does she have powers or whatnot, or is she like a supernatural being? Because how strong is this freaking woman? So many questions I had in this scene. So yeah, after that scene, after Dolly experiences everything with Macy and the strange man, Dolly is crashing out. Can you even imagine? It's like a baby, like you're helping her and she's so ungrateful, backstabbing you. So Dolly starts to strangle Macy, I would say, and Macy's like pleading for her life. But later on, after saying "Mommy, please," it's when Dolly comes to her senses and lets Macy go. Now Chase, after crawling about and reaching this place where Macy is, like a hostage, Chase is like screaming like Macy, Macy, and Macy hears him, and for whatever reason she now decides to jump through the window. Now this was an option. I wasn't sure if this was an option since the beginning of the movie, because they were looking all over the place for a way to escape this place. Now I didn't know jumping out of windows was an option. I was given the impression that all windows are off limits, like you cannot go through windows. Now for whatever reason she jumps through the window and can pass through the window. I don't know if I'm missing something. Let me know, you guys. So yeah, she jumps out of the window and she's like running after towards Chase, and surprise surprise, Dolly comes rushing over to them. And this is what Dolly ends up doing. She ends up finishing what she started. I like such people. She takes the remaining lower half of Chase's jaw and rips it off. Like, can you even imagine? I know like this scene was somehow supposed to be grotesque, like scary or whatnot, I don't know, but yeah, I was laughing at this. Like, can you even imagine? And the poor man is just standing there. Like, this man is, I don't know if he's like paralyzed or something, but since the beginning he's like so useless, doesn't do much, and he's like taking the hits, I guess, as Dolly throws them. Now Macy, after this scene, Chase is now over. He's like dead, dead and gone finally. Now Macy is running throughout the forest, looking for somewhere, running away from Dolly. Now in this particular scene, Macy has all these visions, I guess, or perhaps memories from the past, but I don't know what they were implying with this scene, the writers, but we get these images, like visions or whatnot, visuals of something giving birth to dolls. Like this is like a like a private thing, and it's pushing out a doll. I don't want you to censor me, but yeah. So Macy runs back to the grave that Dolly was burying that woman, and in this part, so Macy is kind of like taunting Dolly, or kind of holding the dead body, because I think, well, everyone thinks that Dolly has reverence for the body that she was going to bury. Now it's when Macy overpowers Dolly. I think it's this scene over here. Yeah, so Macy beats the porcelain out of Dolly's mask, and for whatever reason we get this image. It's like a, it's like Dolly's face. It's like, I don't know, it's like a decomposing face or whatnot. Am I missing something from this freaking movie? It has like this blackness, like, I don't know, ghoulish looking face. So is like Dolly not a human? I don't know. I have so many questions. Yeah, so that's how Macy ends this particular scene. But for whatever reason, she doesn't finish the job. You have to finish the freaking job. You guys, finish the job. Finish what you started. She doesn't finish. I don't want to complete that. She doesn't finish Dolly off. Now Macy runs and she encounters this. Is this like a ranger, or like a? I wouldn't say it's like a police. I'll say it's like a ranger. I'm not from America, guys. I don't know these terms. Excuse me. So Dolly encounters this ranger. Now this ranger has headphones blasting music. When I say blasting, this music is very much loud. I don't know if you guys, if you have someone listening to this, if they're like they have like a hobby of hiking and whatnot. Is that a good idea, being in the woods, like in the forest somewhere, like dangerous, and having headphones blasting loud ass music? Because I can't imagine like a bear or like a snake crawling around making some noises, and you have these big ass headphones making noise. You can't hear anything and you're not alert. Can't even imagine what that will be like. It's crazy. So this guy is very much not on alert, and surprise surprise, Dolly gets him from behind, beats him with the freaking shovel, and yeah, chops his head off. Crazy scene, crazy scene. Now Dolly is going maniac in this particular scene, but at the end of the day, Macy gets in the car and runs Dolly over, and yeah, that's supposedly the end of Dolly. Now it's the final scene where we get Macy going about, laughing. I guess it's the end of the movie. And I don't know, you guys, this movie had my, I had my thoughts like all over the place. Did I enjoy it? I think I did. Will I watch it again? Definitely not. Is it rewatchable? Definitely not. Will I tell someone to watch it? Perhaps if they don't have anything else to watch, I'll suggest this movie, maybe perhaps then. But yeah, as someone new to the horror aspect and whatnot, was this movie scary or horrific? No, it wasn't. It's very much goofy, I'll say. And yeah, it didn't do much to me. Those are my final thoughts, and let's just dive into some audience reactions. as we do in this channel. I love reading reactions from different fans and audiences that watched similar things that I did. Someone commented, this was like watching a horror game and the player making absolutely all the wrong decisions. This is way too stupid. She's way too stupid to live. Shadow production movies are always interesting, but you can always tell the films they back are indie. Really interesting choice to have a grainy look for this one. I'm also really surprised they're planning to have a sequel. There were so many times where she could have just killed the woman. Very much true. But I don't think Dolly's motivations were to kill Macy. I think she's like behaving, treating her like a, like a brat. I don't know. Maybe that's what I interpreted it as. Someone commented, Jesus, this sucked. It started out with potential, it became a joke to me when they heard the small toy box playing music. So he goes off to find it, and the psycho finds him and shovels his foot off. He was screaming in pain, and then you see his girlfriend looking for him and calling his name. We're supposed to believe they heard the tiny music toy, but she didn't hear his blood-curdling screams. Also, the park ranger or whatever the hell he was, just standing there like nothing was happening, was crazy. The good, I've seen worse movies, and a few of the gory scenes were well done. I also don't understand why they used digitized film noise throughout the movie. When it started and I saw the classic Stang, I thought it was supposed to take place in the late 60s. So the film effect made sense, but when I saw her FaceTiming with her friend, I realized it was in the 60s and they used the effect for whatever effing reason. I saw this with Tuesday have ticket price. Those 100% too much. If I had another alias for the So yeah, they're saying that this scene where this guy was doing nothing basically, that scene was crazy. Yeah, the park ranger, and they're kind of saying like this scene where it's the music box. So while they were hiking, this scene, while they were hiking here, they heard the music box, but when the boyfriend was screaming after Dolly chops his knee off, the girlfriend didn't hear him. That's a kind, and I'll say like a criticism that makes sense. Someone commented, pretty much what I expected, only made for lovers of grimy slashes, but that's fine, and I'm one and didn't hate it. It did some things great, but as I said in another comment, the final girl was one of the worst I've ever seen. Also weird that they made her unlikable in first 10 minutes before shit went down. Kinda shocked they got shown. So they're saying that they didn't much resonate with the female character, Macy, and it doesn't make sense for them that she survives this movie. I think I kind of understand what they're implying. Because these characters are very much dumb. How can such characters survive in this freaking movie? Well, the villain, I'll say, the serial killer Dolly, isn't that much out there for blood, because I'll say like Dolly didn't want to end Macy, because if she did, we saw like this in this particular scene where she sees this ranger and she instantly goes into attack mode. Now she can end it very much quickly, but she doesn't have that idea with Macy for whatever reason. Someone commented, chiming in as I have just finished the film and I won't lie in saying I'm terribly disappointed in y'all. I effing love this film. I am probably biased as I do love a grimy slasher, and I also love dolls and the overall aesthetic of Dolly and her Victorian dollhouse. I will be absolutely devastated if this isn't franchise beyond belief. I'm taking minimum 8-part deal with sequels, prequels. Are they being sarcastic? I think they're being sarcastic, because sequels to such kind of a movie is crazy work. I don't want a sequel, I don't want a prequel, nothing. In like one movie is enough. Let's move on. Someone commented, one of the worst movies in theaters of the year so far. Gonna be hard to top this. I haven't seen this yet, but I assure you The Mortuary Assistant is a worse movie. Now, I recently watched The Mortuary Assistant and I will be doing a review for that. Like and comment in this video to if you're interested in more horror movie reviews. Someone commented, I can leave reality at the door with movies, but one thing they absolutely irritates beyond belief is when they got characters make out like Usain Bolt. Stop for 2 seconds to inspect something key in basement and then Dolly just appears at the end of the room. So yeah, I don't know if it's implied that Dolly also runs all over the place, but I think that's the idea. Someone commented, great practical effects, but it felt thin and gory for the sake of it without much of any plot. The idea of the movie seems better than what the movie was. I like horror, and this felt like something teenagers will have on VHS and play in the background with people over, but no one would seriously watch it. I will give it like a 4 out of 10. Valid criticism, I would say. Someone else commented, I'm sorry I had to walk out 30 minutes in. I love horror and shudder a lot, but when the characters just do beyond damn shit after beyond damn-ish, I just can't. The dialogue was terrible. The 16mm look was the only good thing about the film. I can't believe they released this in theaters. There's way better movies in shudder than this one. I was so looking forward to this one, so this guy is disappointed. Well, valid criticism again. I understand their point and what they are implying. Someone else commented, what a piece of trash. As soon as they gave the slasher superpowers, I fast forwarded to the end, straight up punching holes through people and knocking heads off like the souped up Jason Voorhees. Get the F out of here with that ish, LMAO. Yeah, so I agree with these guys, and yeah, this movie was something else, to be honest. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this review. I definitely enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed the movie and I enjoyed doing this review. Now we have all these different other reviews coming. We have House of the Dragon, we have Harry Potter, the new series coming in December, and yeah, that's it, you guys. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, unless you want Dolly to pop up right behind you in this moment. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.